Keith, what a day today, and what a day that we had yesterday. We were just discussing over it. Georgie with 3, 2 of them stakes, as well as Graham Motion with the 2 stakes win, and Toledo with 4 yesterday.
People were red hot.
Brittany Russell with 2, of course.
Yeah,
You have to pop that in.
Riley G ran a big race. That was huge. 3 wide, just dominated. I think I saw that buyer up to a 75 off of its prior race, and so it was a good day for all the crowd. We had a good crowd out on the apron, and the weather just got better and better throughout the day. Some exciting finishes, both turf and dirt. We'll talk about them a little bit later.
We're going to get to see them a little bit
later.
Yeah,
congrats. Copper Tax, getting the Tezio, calling another play in the Weber City Miss. Those win and you're ins. But all in a really good day. I tell you what, that Tezio from a chart standpoint, I felt like
nightmare.
I was writing a derby chart with all of the trouble and everything that was going on. I'm like, if anybody saw something else that I missed, please let me know. That's no problem. We're going to miss some stuff sometimes.
Bit of a novella there.
Yeah.
You probably have at the end of it. Of course, we also wanted to touch on Rosecroft. They have a nice carryover. That's going to be on its way to $50,000 when doors open on Tuesday. Of course, race 10 that does begin. And let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got going out on the Laurel lawn. Track is fast. Turf is nice and firm.
Yeah, firm, fast, 48. Get a little bit warmer today, I believe. And looks like we've got a good week ahead of us. So, the projected weather for us looks very.
I didn't want to tease myself because I'm so sick of being inside.
Yeah, well, it's about time, Callie. We're getting close.
Thank you. I'm ready. I'm ready to get out there. So, of course, that's the goose who later she was laying some eggs over this weekend. Chris and our guys in the tower, John guys in the tower, got a nice little clip of that.
Okay, cool.
But let's go ahead.
All right.
We got a 10 race card. Let's get started with it. This early pick 5 in this maiden claim. Oopsies, I'm scrolled all the way down to the last. This starter optional 12-5. 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the girls. 3 and up scratches in the 1 and the 6. Keith, you land on the number 7 and utterly enchanting. Let's go ahead and take a look-see from that last effort in that win.
It looks like she's back on her game. The 9-year-old here for Carlos Mancia. Some trouble at the break from that condition claimer 2 back to the starter. Didn't matter. This horse just got it done. Jostled around between horses at the break. Gets what she needs up front. She gets a little bit of a contested pace and is able to strike late at 5.5 furlongs. You're going to see this one kind of work its way, find a little run between, shift out, and she can sustain a run when right. Carlos Mancia does a good job with these veteran horses, and they can kind of hold some form and even keep moving back up. And I think if she, hedges up just a little bit more, she's got back races on her page that certainly work against the right kind. Yes, we got a couple scratches out of here, but yes, we've got some speed types that is going to make this a pretty honest pace, I believe, up front. No More Mass Bandits, Warrior, Spicy Margarita, Matitude if she breaks. We talked about her last time. If she breaks, yes, the horse, can you trust her again? She's caught in between horses breaking again. She didn't like that last time. We'll see how she's handled going into the gate today. But I'm gonna key around the 7, utterly enchanting, to make that run from off of it. Spicy Margarita, I think, will be put right into the race. Attack mode. Has been involved in some very quick internals, early quarters, and can stay around. I think you're going to see Lopez get her into the race early because Bandits Warrior was sharp last time. She beat the field. She was supposed to beat that field. There wasn't a lot of true speed. She's going to get a little bit more heat today. 7, 8, 5, 4 to get you started.
I took a chance there on Matitude. I go 4, 8, 2, 7 there. Race number 1. But Keith, let's take a look at your early pick 4. Let's see what you got for us today. Ooh, love it.
Pick 3.
Pick 3. Excuse me.
That's okay. No. That's all right. I just
working on autopilot this morning.
I know. It was a long day yesterday.
It was a long day yesterday.
That's okay. I was like looking around. I was thinking about a late pick 4 maybe. I said, let's try this all in race 2 because I think it's a scramble of a race, a mile on the turf, maiden special weight fillies 3 and up, fillies and mares 3 and up. 2, 3, 4 in race number 3. We whittled it down. I mean, shorter field, but let's hope we can get the winner out of that one. And I'm going to go ahead and single. Boss is a pal. That might be a touch of a reach off of a break. I'll talk about that race, 1350. Just keep it cheap here today to end the weekend. Maybe we'll get you a little bit of playing money.
You went with the smarter move, honestly, with that pick 3 for this card that we have going on here today. With Laurel Lawn races included, And, of course, we get back to the turf in the maiden special weight, going a mile for these girls, 3, 4, and 5 scratches in the 1 and the 11. So the inside and the outside, we have a new rail horse in the number 2 and virtual first-time starter. But, Keith, you go with the number 8. This is Diamonds at Cabaret, Mikey Jones Jr., Angel Cruz, second-time start.
I wrote on the top of my, proof here today, it's a card you've got to take some shots with, within these races. And I've got a few that you're going to look at them and you're like,
nope, I see it.
What was he drinking this morning?
Nope,
but,
I see it.
Diamonds Cabaret. Mike Jones had a couple horse run okay,
Yep.
the last couple days here. This was by Justify. $15,000 Justify, so you're a little scratching your head there. But got the tune-up at Charlestown on the main track. There's turf, plenty of turf on the bottom side. These Justifies are 15%. First-time turf route, I believe. Mare was a winner at a mile in Ireland, half-brother. Topped it in 83 at a mile on the grass. I don't think there's a slew of early pace. I don't know if I want this horse necessarily on the lead because we've seen these route races. These horses are making that surge the last 16th of a mile. Blanket finishes a couple races yesterday, but why not? Breeding suggests turf will take a shot at a big, big number. You get Angel Cruz aboard today. The 5, Justified Strategy. Yes, I think that's probably the obvious horse. Another Justify here. Maybe we can get a Justify Exacta. The horse to beat, I would say. But Service, I don't, he does a great job. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But the turf numbers are a little lacking year in and year out. But broke a little slow, had a major excuse. 36-1, you won't get anywhere close to that. Very well could probably be a favorite. But caught wide, made a little run. A couple horses out of there have run okay numbers that would certainly probably win this race. So in and around those kind of horses, this horse should be able to get kind of a covered up trip, I think, from this post position and bring a run for Jamie Rodriguez. 3, Lukewarm, blinkers on, and last. Every once in a while we get caught up there. We miss a blinker because these dark blinkers sometimes blend in and they're hard to see when they come out on the track. But no, blinkers on and last, blinkers today. Midnight Lutes, they can handle it. Recency for this move, dirt to turf, has been okay. A good finish after a very poor beginning for Lukewarm here for Brittany Russell. 8-5-3-4, Mexican singer. Yes, figures out of the Gulfstream Park races, and outside to inside move that you hear me talk about so much. I love that, a chance to save a little ground. You've got a motion firster. You got Trombetta. Here's a trainer. I think Dan likes this horse a little bit. Dan Illman, thanks again for being here yesterday. Struck with his best bet. Got bet down. I was surprised at the price of that motion horse when it was all said and done. But Vino Dolce, a trainer, when he hits them, gets them onto the turf the first time, they seem to pop, and sometimes they pop at a good price. So lots of ways to go in race 2. This firster is interesting with breeding. English Channel's definitely good on the turf. Half Sib won second career start at a mile. The mare won the lone start on the turf. So race 2, spread if you can. Watch the 5 win at 8-5.
That's where Keith Fusto presses the all button here in this race. Race number 3, he cuts it down a little bit to a couple of horses there. In this, claiming $20,000 for the 3-year-olds that have never won 2, going 5.5 on the dirt, scratching the 1, scratching the 5. Keith, you go with the number 3 on top, and this is Mr. Houghton for Benny Perkins Jr. Jamie Rodriguez retains the call.
Yeah, that's where we lost a stat as well. We had a stat scratched, so we'll bring one back on Friday. So I think Mr. Houghton, third off of a break, ran very well. Did all of the dirty work last time, just to fade ever so slightly. We're 5.5 again. Box and Ben used to kind of have that speed. I don't know where it's gone. Mr. Houghton, let's get to the front. This is a chance I think J-Rod might be able to nurse. He likes that little guide out move, top of the stretch. Some horses maybe come up, a little intimidation factor, and to dig in late for Benny Perkins.
And then you also go with the number 2 underneath in the last jump start. New rail horse for Mario Saray Jr. Torrealba gets the call.
Just been steady. A win in 2 seconds. Its last 3 starts. I like the form that this one's holding. I know they wish some other speed would have stayed in here. But I still think he's going to make a run. I think the question mark horse is certainly the 4, Wemby, for Mancia. Only try on the main track back in October 23. Yeah, caught wide, a little brush, a little excuse, lack of Lasix in that race. Came back, okay, try 2 back, got the maiden for 16, got the maiden win. on the synthetic. But first dirt with Lasix. Look back, there's a couple dirt-winning siblings. Would not be a surprise with Gomez.
There we have it. Torrealba also with 2 winners yesterday. How did we miss that?
Well, there was
all
a lot.
There was a lot. There was a lot going on. Race at number 4. We're back on the Laurel lawn in the starter optional 12-5, going 5.5 on the turf for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratching the 6 Bourbon Currency, the 9 Guapo again, the 11 Live Fire, 13, 15, and 16. The AEs are a scratch. The 14. Jackie A draws in here.
Yeah.
Keith, you go with the number 8 on top, as do myself and Mackenzie Pfeiffer. And Bosses of Pal for Suzanne Stenius, Jamie Rodriguez.
Suzanne might not be happy with us.
She might not
all the
be,
way we've put on Bosses of Pal, the blinkers came off before the layoff, and it resulted in a win. This is a gritty horse, and I think she does a great job with her horses. She doesn't run a lot, but I have faith that these horses are going to show up. It doesn't even matter if it's off the break. There's some scratches, some speed in here. This horse doesn't mind to fight. He likes that, and he can sit just off of it if somebody wants to go. Proven the numbers were escalating prior to the layoff. I think he's going to come back in good form. On or just off of it here for Bosses of Pal.
And then you also go with the number 5 underneath in Speak Unity, Lacey Gaudette, Johan Rosado. They came in at a big price coming off of the layoff last year.
Yeah, and this is a horse that's won a mile on the dirt, turned back to 5.5 on the grass. Look who he beat, Battle Bus. He's one of the key horses in these starters. So you have to respect that. I thought he's going to, last time wasn't bad, so, off the break. Now, shortening up. He would like to see maybe a little bit more speed. I think he's going to fire home here with Rosado. The 3-10X, we've got video of 10X here for Andres Garibay. This is going back to November the 9th. So it's the 3-back race on this page. The last time he had been on the turf. This was a state-bred, state-sired, and he got himself in a little bit of a jackpot leaving the starting gate. You see the short comment there, steadied break, but is able to kind of work out a trip from there. Wide turning for home, 4 to 5 wide, shifts out a little bit wider here, coming past the 3/16, but brings a very good run against some okay horses, Fun Notion, Tall Order. I like this horse fresh for a barn. Sneaky good with smaller sample sizes, but okay here. 10X, I think, will ride that inside around the turn, maybe work out through the stretch. A little left lead action there. Maybe we'll get him on his correct lead today and close up. I'm gonna wrap it up with Prince Pear, the other Stettinius horse, a horse I could trust as well. Forest Boyce. This guy, he's knocked on the door plenty of times. 7 years old now. Let's see what he's got left in the tank. But I think he's going to show up here.
Oh, today. I'm sure there's plenty there. Let's go ahead to race number 5. That starts the Rainbow Pick 6. And let's take a look at my ticket. Of course, that carryover just clicked over $7,000 yesterday. It's going to continue on until somebody hits it. Of course, Georgie Ruiz gave us a nice 7-1 in the last that I'm sure screwed it up for a couple of people. But let's go ahead and take a look at my ticket. I don't go cheap, Keith, because I don't have a choice of going an early pick 4 or an early pick 3. I'm stuck with the Rainbow Pick 6. But hey, if you're going for a purse like $7,000, why not throw a little bit of money into it? I go 5 wide in race number 7. Single in this race in race number 8, $43.20. Know what you're getting into before you dive into this Rainbow Pick 6. Let's start with the first leg. In race number 5, I single in this claiming $40,000 for the 3-year-old going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. Scratching the 1 Medagooch, the 4 Cincerito, the 6 El Divino Nino, and the 9 Square Slice. Keith, you go with Force of Justice, as do I. John Salzman Sr., Jamie Rodriguez, outside speed. What more is there to really dive into?
The 3-time winner here. The only problem is he's over at the distance, but he looks like he's just getting right. Like he's rating kindly. I watched that race again this morning where he just prompted. Now, speed carried pretty well on the 30th. Maybe he's going to get a little bit weary the last 50, 60 yards today, but I like what he's showing right now. It was a comfortable win. He looked like he had a touch more in the tank. To prompt the pace again, just to his inside, Bandit's Golden Child. A double move last time they get it done. I didn't see that coming, but they both ran on the same day, March the 30th. You see the differences in time. Almost a little bit more than a full second faster Force of Justice on that same day at the same distance. So Restless, who's out of that race, who Force of Justice prompted, he ran very well last time out. Claimed again out of that race now here in the barn of Damon Dilla DeVico. He's a horse that doesn't necessarily need the lead either. We saw him break the maiden 2 races back from just off of it. He's an improving sort, so dangerous here first off the claim for Damon. I don't think he's going to get too far back.
Including Bandit's Golden Child, and then Kings River underneath 8275 for Keith Fustel in race number 5. And we will be right back after this commercial break to discuss the rest of Sunday's card.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skillet, baby. And the thing about your boy is I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down. But you can whip Young Jackaka.
Keith, after the Preakness.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, down in the mosh pit.
Yeah. That's all I need to be just down there. That would be just perfect, really.
Let's talk about this jackpot carryover.
Man.
Of course, 5,000 going into today's jackpot Super High 5 race, and what a race it is. This is a proper jackpot race. In this allowance optional 40, a mile and 16th on the turf for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratching the 8 Agent Creed and the 9 Crisper. Keith, you go with the number 3. Let's talk about Joe. Let's go all the way back to the Joe Murphy.
Yeah.
When this one was in the barn of Michael Trombetta, now in the barn of Jamie Ness.
Yeah, the Joe Murphy, Murph down in Naples.
Sorry, James Murphy.
He's trying to get up here for the Preakness, so I think he'll be up. So no, this was a really
James
good
Murphy,
effort.
sorry.
So no, a good effort here.
Joe's a good name, Keith.
Inside worked out the challenge between Joe. Really dead game here. This was a great stretch run to the wire, ready to perform second, who comes back a couple starts later to win a grade 2, I believe for Brad Cox, right? If I'm not mistaken. What an effort here by Joe. Now, he's recently gelded. He's a second-time gelding, going first off the claim for Ness. I just think it's dangerous, and I think this horse can move up a little bit back on the turf. So I'll take the shot here. We've got, 10-1 morning line.
Yep.
I think we'll get, we might come down a little bit off of that because of the scratch of the 8 and the 9. But, again, I like the position there. You've got speed on the outside with Wicked Prankster. Fresh will go. I think Wish Me Home will be forward. Joe to slide up somewhere inside and maybe work a trip off of cover and bring a finish. Yes, that buyer has to come up a little bit, against some of these. But I think he's certainly capable here. A newer horse on the turf for Jamie Ness.
I knew you were going to include this horse. Let's talk about Wicked Prankster for Sammy Davis. Yomar Ortiz going to try and control the situation up front.
Which he can. He's shown he can, and he loves the Laurel lawn. Talking about it. 13 starts, 4 wins, a second 5/3. The road's going to go through him if he breaks cleanly. So if you go with him early, it could be to your peril. So I think he'll be clear into the backstretch, drop in. We'll see off the break, a mile and a 16th. Will it be just a touch too much right off the bat? But he's a fighter too, even when you kind of get to him. Eldest son, I think, is good. I think this is the other Jamie Ness you've got to watch out for. Got the gimme on the turf, a little tune-up off a couple month break. He comes back on the page in 88 and the 2 other than a couple races back where he had to alter course to get up to beat Wicked Prankster. I think he brings a run. A bomb here, the 2, tune in, 20-1 morning line for Diane Marici. And, yeah, this is another one, a little bit of a wacky play. But last 3 races, not awful on the dirt. It could have been a little bit better. And this horse hasn't been on the turf, if I write this right, since 2021. And you look at his turf record, 7 starts, 2 wins, a second, a third. Topped in an 88 buyer. Well, that's going to work in this race. I don't know if he'll get to that. But I think looking at the flow, he gets a good trip. He can be forwardly placed. I went back to that race in 2021.
You did?
Yes. He ran a game second. It was down in Florida. There was 5 next out winners out of that race, including Yamamoto, who won the Japan Turf Cup here last year.
Wow.
So he keys up against the right guy. He had beaten some good horses on the turf. So if you're looking for a little shot, a little $2 across the board play, why not? Tune in.
I love that.
Okay, there you go.
Tune in 20-1. We'll be sure to mention it in the afternoon, Keith Fustel. Race number 7 is going to be an allowance going for the 3-year-olds and up, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt, starting the late pick 4 as well. Keith, let's go ahead to your top selection in Jolly by Golly for Hamley Smith. J. Ron Barbosa, she's starting to get on a roll.
Yeah, in this race, there is some serious speed in here. Mr. Antonelli is quick, take charge too. Swifty Devil can be up close. Nasty Habit won't be too far back. Jolly by Golly gets back to 1 turn, and I think that's going to be the key. This horse has really improved with the blinkers coming off. Couldn't quite move into it on a track. The speed was holding okay. So I thought he was a little bit of against the grain. I'm not going to punish him too much, but I think what's going to go on up in front is going to work to his advantage. He'll bring a run. You're looking at a good 8-1 on the morning line. I think he's going to settle in at a good price, and he'll be able to drop in. I think Barbosa will let that speed go, work inside around the turn, and then take it from there. Maybe the horse to beat, short on the line at 7-5. A lot of plays going to come in for Dillinger. We have video of that race. Last time he was set foot on a racetrack here for a real race, June 25th of 23 at Laurel Park. And Dillinger out 3 wide. That was Childless, right? That might have been the other one on the lead.
Yes.
But sustains a strong run here to win it and obviously widens at the wire. Now comes back as a first-time gelding. Interesting. Maybe we'll see the Dillinger that they thought they were going to see out west with the flow. He's gonna like in Toledo, riding that hot hand off of yesterday.
Yes, with 4 wins yesterday, one of them being a stake, of course. You can never count out Toledo. Let's talk about your rail horse in the number 1. You mentioned Mr. Antonelli. Dark Timber, Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez, just speed horse constantly knocking there. This is a good one, solid one to have strictly underneath, I would say.
Yeah, it was only a 3-horse field last time, but again, I thought he was a little bit against, the track was playing against him early. He worked outside, really kept on well. Arden's luck to be, he's a fine key horse here for these other than. So, yeah, he's going to chase. Hopefully he can stay around. Mr. Antonelli, the man, he battled through really quick fractions and kept on going. He's that horse you can throw into the race, and he'll just stay there. He should from off of that last race, unless that just a touch too much out of him. It was a good effort, third off on break. He should be right.
8-5-1-2 for Keith Fusel there in race number 7. Race number 8 is back on the Laurel lawn, going short, 5.5 in this restricted allowance, scratching the 2 terms of engagement, the 12, 15, and 16, the 14, and the 13 run. Okay. Keith, you go with the number 3 on top. High Tech Prince, Chucky Lawrence, Jamie Rodriguez. This is one first time against winners, but first time this one hasn't lost.
Yeah, again, this is a shot horse. Why not? Started a career a little bit sluggishly, improved 31-1, got it done. And I liked how he ran down a loose horse. He broke sharp. He was rated back, relaxed, inside out, and rolled by Coringa. That was the Delacour favorite, I believe, in that race to get it done. Chucky Lawrence, some time to regroup, to mature. First-time Lasix. Why not take a little bit of a shot? Because you're looking at a horse like Tidewater, who's going to be a short number. You look at his career, the way he kind of moved things on up from 2 to 3, and now 4. At 12, 15-1 that we're going to get with a rider like J-Rod, why not? Let's look at Tidewater's race going back to the 17th of November, the 2-back try, the last time he was seen on the turf. Little unfortunate here, Tidewater. We talked about the improvement, was gelded and was first time gelding back in August of 23, and things just kind of went up and up and up for this Aguirre trainee. But unfortunately had to work through a little bit of traffic inside, tries to kind of get his way out here, and just a little traffic, and just couldn't quite see what was going on behind. But
there we go.
Man, he's a gutsy horse. You gotta love the effort that this guy's been bringing to the table in his turf races. I think he's going to be ready to go off the break. So shorter price, but he looks like he has to be used in your exactas and tries.
Let's talk about the 7 upside down man for Robbie Bales, Victor Carrasco, also one that came off decently off of that layoff.
Yeah, you've got this one into the mix too, and he could be any kind of number. I think he could be maybe even a little bit higher. You look at the last couple, check 3/8, shuffle 3.5. But you know what? He keys up against Switzer a little bit further down. He's another one, a little bit fresh and a little bit older, maybe a little bit wiser. He's got the ability to make a move into this flow, and I think it's going to be honest with horses like, Robbie's other horse, Bruder. He might go ahead and send that one in to join a horse like One Whirlwind Ride, who I think will be forward as well. So looking for that one to get a clean trip, and if he does, he can certainly make an impact. Chat Blanc to 10, another big price horse, but the Keith Boyce combination, the Lasix on angle has worked. Big percentage, strong ROI here for Timmy Keefe. So this is a horse that won first time out at 5.5. The last time they tried him on the turf was at a mile. Just wants to be a 1-1 sprinter maybe, and that he's going to get that chance today off the break. So another shot at a big price. Tidewater, yeah, he should be very strong. Sheldon knows this guy, and he's going to work out a trip from Alpha. But I'm going to key around a couple bigger prices in there.
Okay, there we have it. 3, 9, 7, 10 for race number 8 for Keith Fusel. Race number 9 is an allowance optional 40 going a mile and 16th on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. You and I both have the number 5 best sugar daddy ever. Let's go ahead and take a look at that last win now in the Jamie Ness barn.
Yeah, oh, man, this was a big effort here. Watch this. Bumped around at the break. He was kind of, and then bumped into the first turn. Here we go. And he gets a little bit keyed up. And Sheldon's got to do a number on him to kind of get him to settle. And it takes a little bit. He just has, I put Wrangle back. And, yeah, he firmly rated this horse back from off the pace. The Spear Gun just had everything kind of going easy, flat out flying, a pretty good racehorse as well. But watch this move. An aggressive 4-wide run and does it, just under some nudging there. But when he levels off, he really kicks away nicely through the last eighth of a mile. Look at this. He still hasn't really gotten into him yet at all.
This isn't a surprise because he just had to hold back. He was on the bit.
Yeah.
On the backside. So, a lot of the rest of the field, they were, just their gravity was on the front end. Anyway, I won't get into the physics of it, but yes, this makes perfect sense.
You look like you just run through a building right there. Look at that. He's reaching. Ness here off the claim, and that's going to work for me because I think he can be a little bit more forwardly placed if need be. You're going to have a horse, the other Ness, tops the charts, that likes to get it involved early, and he'll battle you tooth and nail. One of these two to stay around. Most perfect. I like you get this horse in at a good number too, a big 20-1 morning line. I just think he's going to fall into a very good trip. They still stay here. They protect him. So why not Most Perfect to make that move from just off of an Armando R. Kind of against the grain of the racetrack last time. He bucked it. He worked outside, going nowhere till the head of the lane. That last 70 yards, man, he closed with a flourish there. Good to see him back in the winner's circle, Armando R. We know he's been a fan. We've been a big fan of his.
Absolutely. So, no, that was fun to see. Hope to continue to see that. Keith and I go 5, 6, 3, 2. There for race number 9 and race number 10, our finale for the weekend. Keith, what a weekend it's been for this and it ends with this maiden claiming 12-5, going 5.5 on the dirt for the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Let's Scratch in the outside and the inside, Hay River, and the number 7, Painted Thunder. Keith, you go with the number 5, Precipitacious Boy. Just took me a half a second. Christian Maldonado gets the ride.
Yeah, we don't like this kind of perspicacious boy. What do you call him in the barn? That's a tough one to say. Here, come here, perspicacious.
They don't name horses in that barn.
I'm just saying that's a tough name, and we'll get the backstory on it. But no, I just think something went amiss last time off the break. But claimed by Corrales, who's very good off the claim. Isaac was scratched to go here. Get some help with Hay River coming out. I think goes right to the front. With Maldonado, the higher price of the Corrales runners, because Catching Stars off the big drop, off the layoff. You look at some of the horses you run against, Margie's Fun Son has come back to run well, Neuschwanstein. So keeping the right company. Y in for 12-5. A's making ways. Second, Lasix improved. He'll be forward, and I think he's going to bring a little finish in here. Key around the 2 and the 5 in the nightcap.
Okay, there we have it from Keith Fusel. There you heard it from him as he goes 5, 2, 3, 6. Let's talk about more from Keith Fusel, though. Let's talk about your value play. Of course, Joe, 10-1. We'll see if we can get that.
Why not? I mean, he's a recent gelding, and maybe everything he's turning the corner and getting back on a surface in which he definitely is proven, beating a really good horse like Ready to Perform. And
you also go with in race number 7, the exact race right behind that, with Jolly by Golly for him. Hammy Smith and J. Ron Barbosa at 8-1.
Money will probably pour in on Dillinger. I think a horse like Nasty Habit's going to take some play, Mr. Antonelli. But back to one turn, I think, is going to be the key. We talked about this horse has improved dramatically since the blinkers have come off here for Hammy. Barbosa to work a trip from off the pace. I'll take 8-1 to run into it. Maybe he doesn't quite get up, but I think he's to be used exact as tries.
Keith, let's go ahead and dig right into the stakes. Let's open up with the Dahlia 5 Towns. Dan Illman, top selection there. Georgie and Grand Motion.
Man, Georgie, go back and watch the whole race. Man, he was tucked up,
yes.
moved right off of heels the whole way. Wasn't phased. He wasn't phased. The horse wasn't phased. And look at that response under a hand ride.
She was so bajiggity in the paddock beforehand.
Yeah.
Of course, we've got to see Whitty in the King T Leatherberry. He's a big horse, Keith.
Yeah, gets him out in the clear where you want a big horse like that to avoid any stoppage of momentum, because once you get him going, he doesn't want to really kind of let up. He's getting better as he's getting older. He's figuring out a little drift in late, but man, he's sustained and gets up in time.
Weber City Miss, win today, see you in May, is won by Call Another Play for Mike Trombetta.
She's just all of a sudden turned the corner the last couple of races. You heard Tromby talking about in the interview with you. She just went a little flat a few races back, and now she's got it together. She cruised up into the far turn to engage, and a little bit of a tough time getting clear up a stretch, but got it done wide and late.
Data Man in the gray. Georgie, Grand Motion again. Both Graham and Georgie taking both of our turf stakes.
Yeah, Graham with the exacta here, right? English B, the 8-year-old, a horse that I kind of thought would be forward. Got the lead, not quite good enough as Data Man edges away late.
Federico Tessio, need I say more? What an exciting finish, Keith.
Oh, this was, Copper Tax's effort here was just tremendous. Stumbles at the break, hung out 5-6 wide. There was a little bumping going on just to the inside of him. He started a run about the 5/8 pole, and he just never said never. He just wasn't going to be denied there. He was just relentless, all heart through the last 3/16 of a mile. Speediness. He ran well. He was
heartbreaking.
Oh, it was tough beat for them.
A repeat in the private terms for them. So Copper Tax, do you have the buyer numbers?
I didn't get it yet, but you look at Copper Tax's races. The race prior in the private terms, finishing like that. The sprint. I believe it was a stake here. Going back a few races where he was down
James
inside, lacked some
yes.
room, and then he got it and got it.
Yep.
Man, what a just the margin of victories that he's got. Ooh, what a change for the pocketbooks. He's getting it done.
His official style is hard at giving everybody a heart attack. That's what his official style is. So he went away with an 88. Call Another Play is 73.
Okay.
Whitty an 87. 5 Towns is 79, and Data Man a 94.
Yeah.
So there we have it.
Some really, really exciting finishes too. You saw in those turf races in the dirt. That was great. So all in all, a very good, exciting day. We thought we were going to get that, and we got it. Now we're going to wrap it up, I think, with some prices on this card. I'm hoping. I'm taking. I'm throwing some darts, and I'm hoping I hit.
That's the way Keith is going to play here today with some prices. Let's go over to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches here.
Good luck.
I was gonna say it was what a weekend. What a weekend that we've had kicking off from just these stakes on Saturday. I'm gonna stop talking. We'll head over to Dave.
All right. See you.